It's 7 o'clock, Japan Standard Time, and that means it's time to step 1 foot back into the jcontra shooting dojo. I am jcontra here. We are playing Xevious for the Famicom. Recently, I've been playing a lot of Famicom on stream, and I thought, why not cheat a little bit and do both on the Monday night shooting dojo, where once again, it's not about winning all the time. Even if you're a professional, you're not going to win every time. It's about improving. This stream is about improvement. I see tremendous improvement every time I stream. It doesn't matter what game we're playing, but over the course of about an hour or so, we get better. We think about what's happened. We strategize. We come up with new maneuvers, tactics. And we get further in the game than we have before. Because we need to remember, the reason we play these video games so much is that the developers designed these games to hate you. It designed these games to try and stop you from enjoying the game. Well, I guess that's not exactly true. Because some people enjoy, to a certain extent, being stopped by the game and then overcoming the game. We enjoy beating the game. And thus, we have the dojo. I'm actually doing pretty good right now. I'm just, I'm gonna toot my own horn a little bit. I love Xevious. Xevious is actually, I think there is a bit of a contest between what is the first ever vertically, well, I mean, let's just say scrolling shooter. I think there's a bit of a, I don't know if there's a bit of a controversy or not, but it's definitely the first scrolling shooter for the Famicom. It's not the first shooter ever made, but I think it is the first scrolling one. I think scrolling was a big deal. When they figured out how to do scrolling on the Famicom, that's when we started seeing games like Mario come out. Although Xevious came out in '84, but Mario was not far behind. Can we blow that up? Oh yeah, we can, but I don't think there's anything inside it. Oh! That was dumb. Shouldn't have been so close. And you only get 2 machines. 2 machines? Are you kidding me? Oh, there we go. Never mind. I got it back. I think the first extends at 20,000. I think the next is at 100. I think. Don't quote me on that. Listen to that sweet music. I could listen to that for about 10 more seconds before getting bored. But that was what video games were like back in the 1980s. This was the best music they had. And compared to, like, some of the games that I've heard on the Famicom, it's actually not bad in terms of original. In terms of the OST. The one-song OST. Fancy, what are you doing up? Shouldn't you be in bed, Fancy? What's going on, Fancy? Are you making more Dungeons & Dragons campaigns? Is that what's keeping you up at night? Come on. Oh, damn it. Oh, see, they're crafty. Those circles are crafty. what did we get wrong last time? Last time, I think our problem was getting too close to the turrets. The problem with the turrets is that you have to get close because your air-to-surface attack, your ground attack, is very limited in its range. Your ground attack, I think this actually took me a couple rounds when I first started playing Xevious, but you have two different attacks. You've got your normal air-to-air, which is what I'm shooting now. That would be your standard shot in most shmups. But then you also have a special air-to-ground attack, like so. See what I'm doing? And it drops on that crosshair. And so your problem is that your air-to-air attack, it's got infinite range. Well, you know, at least it's got the range of the full screen. But your surface attack is very limited. And I guess, you know, that's probably a programming limitation. Because you've only got one analog stick in a, as it were. So you ready for your D&D campaign? I haven't played. When was the last time I played D&D? I played D&D. That would have been back in college. That would have been, oh my god, 10 years ago. Oh, I'm so old. Every time I think about college, I just get sad because I'm so old. Like, I realize that, because I did not go to it, but my high school recently had, well, my class had a 10-year reunion. I graduated in 2007. So I realized what coincided with my 10-year high school reunion was the 10-year anniversary of me going off to college. And I think about myself when I was 18 now. And I think about, oh my god, that was so long ago. I'm so old. I also, I know what happened. It was because, the Orange Box came out 10 years ago. And I remember being in college thinking, whoa, I can't wait for Half-Life 3 to come out. That's going to be incredible. Episode 3 is going to be amazing. And here I am, still waiting. I'm still waiting for Portal 3, to be honest. Half-Life was fine. I'd rather have Portal 3. But I think it'll be a cold day in hell before that happens. You know, Fancy, what time is 8 o'clock? What's time? 8 in the PM. It's, I think that'd be like, what, 11 my time? Like 11 at night. Like, that's my problem, is that, would it be 11 at night? No, it'd be 11 in the morning. Would be 8 in the PM your time, Fancy. I think that's, so, like, I can do that on weekends. I want to up my weekend streams. But in terms of doing it during the, like, right now it's Monday night for me. I've just come home from work. And I can do a good America time on the weekends, like Saturday and Sunday. I just can't do that during the actual week. One day, perhaps. Perhaps when I've invested properly. Once I start admitting new members to the dojo, and start charging fees and start turning this into a full-fledged video game business, maybe then I can take some time off. Let the business run itself. Oh wait, here's the bot! Mini boss! Mini boss! Oh my god! Damn it. This is, you know what, I remember when I was playing before. This is the part I always got stuck at. I never quite figured out the boss's patterns. I mean, I guess it's a boss. It's the closest thing I've ever come to a boss in Xevious, to be quite honest. And so we must be getting better, because we're getting closer and closer to it every time. my god. Oh, I'm going to figure you out, boss. I'm going to do it. You know, the Japanese IRS don't really have me concerned. Like, filing your taxes in Japan is actually incredibly easy. Like, it's actually a lot more complicated for me because since I am an American citizen, I have to file taxes with the IRS, and the paltry earnings that I get off of YouTube are actually much more complicated in terms of filing than it is for my Japanese earnings that I have to file in Japan. Like, basically all you do in Japan is just, you look at a form, circle some things, and then that's basically your tax statement done for the year. But because YouTube earnings exist in this weird nether realm of they're not traditional income, they're taxed at a different rate, there's a whole different set of forms you need to file, and it's a huge pain in the ass. And I know my mom's watching this, so thanks, Mom, for doing my taxes. That's okay. My mom's she was a professional tax doer for a while, so she's got it all under control. What are these enemies supposed to be? I don't get it. Because they're like these spinny circles. Oh, shit. I mean, for you, Fancy, because you're running a small business, right? So for you, like, I mean, filing taxes must be a hellish nightmare come every April, right? Like, sometimes I've thought about incorporating the jcontra media empire. Because I figured, you always hear those stories about how the big corporations, when they file taxes, they actually get they actually have a negative tax rate because they get money from the government. That's where I want the jcontra media empire to be. I want the jcontra empire to be so big that I'm getting paid by the government. I'm not paying the government government's paying me. Come on. There we go. That's it. What is that? What is that pyramid supposed to be? Oh, damn it, I wasn't looking. Wasn't looking. Oh, you know what? That's right, Fancy, because I've... Not that I've ever done estimated tax myself, but I've... In listening to what other self-employed people say. So when you file taxes, Fancy, are you filing as a small business or are you filing as an individual? Because when you're filing as an individual and your source is not like another company, so it's not like you're not filing a W-2 or whatever. You're filing, you've got to file all of your income as coming from self-employment. So that means you have to pay all of the taxes up front. And if you're like yourself and you're running a business, that is going to have variable, you're not going to have the same income every month, just depending on the season, sales, and all that stuff. So when you're paying your estimated tax payments, like, how do you even calculate that? Like, do you calculate that based on your previous Like your previous 3 months? Yeah, you know, you're probably right, Fancy. I've never, because I have this, I don't have the complete in-box version of Xevious, so I actually don't know what the story is. But it could be very true. It could be very well that you are the aggressor on this alien planet and you're just fucking their shit up. They're just trying to protect their people, but you're murdering all of these spinny circles and their spinny circle families. Okay, look at the pattern. Oh, damn it. That's my problem. I don't stay alive enough to see the pattern. That's what I gotta do. That's something that I've had to learn playing shooters. Is you gotta learn how to stay alive. Okay, here he comes. Here he comes. Oh, what? Just came out. Oh my god. Came from behind. Came from behind. Oh my god, Fancy. You gotta pay sales tax? Like, I cannot tell you how liberating it is to live in a country that usually incorporates sales tax into the price. And I say usually because when I first came to Japan 5 years ago, I would say 99% of all price tags had sales tax incorporated. So there was never any need to do the mental math of adding in sales tax. But Japan actually increased its sales tax about, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago. And so that threw the whole system out of whack because I think Japan's sales tax is 8% now, but it had always been 5%. It had been 5% for like decades, I think. So what ended up happening was all of these businesses were like, we don't know what to do. Like, all of our prices always incorporate sales tax, but if we increase the prices on things, people are going to hate that. So, what if we make it seem like prices have gone down by printing out the price pre-sales tax, and then we have a little note on the side that says, oh, taxes included or taxes excluded. So there are some places like Costco, Book Off, and so on, that will give you the after-tax price of whatever goods you're buying. But then there are some stores like Mandarake or even some supermarkets that will give you the price without sales tax factored in. And I remember years ago, perhaps I will be showing my age once again, but there was a time when they did not collect sales tax on internet orders because sales tax is always determined by the states. So there were a lot of businesses that were out of state that did not collect sales tax, except for ones in like California. California was very progressive in terms of bilking its citizens out of their hard-earned money. But yeah, you're right. Like, I remember you gotta overestimate, and for me, I don't know, it's weird because I have to file my income taxes, and usually, if I wasn't making any other income besides what I do at my regular job, I actually could file all these extensions and stuff, and I wouldn't have to file my taxes until like October. But because I have the jcontra media empire and all of the revenues associated thereof, if I don't file in April, then I'm actually charged a penalty. So there was one year where my tax penalty was almost, it was like 150% of what I owed. Not that it was a whole lot. The jcontra media empire still has a ways to go. But it's coming. They didn't say success was going to be easy. And you gotta start somewhere. So come to the jcontra Dojo, not only for learning how to defeat every video game ever made, but also for tax advice, particularly if you live outside of the United States, yet you are an American citizen. Okay, see the pattern, 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 see the pattern. There we go. We saw it. We saw it. Look at that shit. That's it. We focused, we recognized the pattern, and we got through. That is progress. Whoa, those fuckers are coming out of nowhere. Oh my god, wasn't paying attention. Was not paying attention. Where are those fuckers coming from? What? Are we at the boss already? Okay, notice a pattern, see it, see it, see it. Not at a boss, but they still threw those guys at me anyways? There's even more. Okay, see the pattern, see the pattern. Just keep moving, just, oh my god. Oh, it's too much, there's too much going on. Power, intensity, determination. That's good. I might steal that. Power, intensity, determination. I was always a big fan of, I've been watching a lot of Dr. Disrespect recently. Because I used to really not watch streams before. And so for some inspiration, I started watching Dr. Disrespect, and his motto, what was his motto? What was it? It's like speed, momentum, violence, or something. It's something great. But I think we need, yeah, the dojo needs a motto. And I think power, intensity, and discipline. I don't know, I think, what about progress? Because I feel, I want the dojo, I don't necessarily want it to be about, I guess it's more about mastery, which I guess is a power in and of itself, but we're not here for power. We are not here, power is just a means to an end. We're not here just for power itself. We are here for the experience. We are here for the experience of defeating and becoming a pro gamer at every video game ever made. So I guess it's more about, progress. I see, but power. Progress. Progress doesn't make it, that doesn't sound very good for a motto. It's too mouthy. See, power is good because power, appropriately, is very powerful as a word. I like mastery. Yeah, mastery instead of progress. That's a good one. Oh, look at that. I didn't notice that before, but you see, here's the Xevious has a built-in turbo button, so you're just holding down B here. But then you can actually mash it to shoot faster if you have to. The only problem is that my arm is riddled with arthritis, so I don't want to blast too hard. I think wisdom is good. I think, I think power comes with mastery and wisdom. Although, I wouldn't necessarily say it's power. It's more... There is a certain power to wisdom, but it's not... Like, mastery is good, wisdom is good. Because part of the dojo is about sharing the progress that you've made, sharing how you've made that progress. That's what I want to convey. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit! Oh, damn it. I knew that was going to happen. You don't move too fast in Xevious. That's got to be part of your calculations, is that you're going to be moving slow at all times. I don't think, as far as I can tell, I've not run into a speed boost. That's, you know, that's actually the thing that I think is missing from Xevious, but I'm not going to fault them. This was the first one ever made, so far be it for them to have thought of putting in power upgrades or anything. I don't think they probably didn't have, like, the memory space in the game to put in power-ups or actual, like, bombas. There we go. See the pattern, see the pattern, see the pattern. Ah! So I guess if you are just, you know, skillful enough, you don't actually need to blow up that many boss. You can just wait it out, and then the game will move you past. Let's see. Mastery. Mastery. Wisdom. So I think my personal motto, it's not about winning, it's about progressing. I came up with something good. I came up with something good before in my head, but I think I jogged it loose one day. Come on up. You know, I bet, you know, if we ever make it to the end, I would not be surprised if that happens, Fancy. Like, in the end, after you've wreaked your havoc on this alien world, after you have killed thousands of the circle things that shoot at you, you come out in the giant circle, the President's Circle. He comes to you, he arrests you personally and takes you to the evil, I mean, well, no, I don't want to say evil. We don't know what their motivation is. They could just be defending their homeland. Nothing evil about that. The President's Circle takes you to the Circle War Crimes Tribunal, and you have to stand for your crimes. Come on, come on. Too many of them. Too many of them. Come on, there we go. Oh, look at that extend. Beautiful. We just gotta make it to the boss. If we can make it to the boss with full extend, I'll feel happy. I'll feel good about the progress that we've been making. Oh, shit. Let's see. Mastery, wisdom, endurance. Growth. I like growth. Growth is good. Because mastery, the thing about mastery is too final, to be honest. Mastery implies that you have perfected the game. And I feel like even the best at a game, the best isn't always going to be the best. There's always room for improvement. So I like that. I like that. Mastery. Growth. Mastery. Wisdom. Growth. That's good. I like it. No, wait, no. We need something with L. Because then... Because... Oh my god. Alright. Because we can turn it... We can take MLG. Because as we know, I am MLG. I mean, mastery learning. Mastery learning growth. I like that. I am an MLG gamer. What does MLG stand for? Mastery, learning, growth. And because I don't want to be good at just one game, I want to be good at all games. I don't mean all kinds of games. I mean every single game ever made. Although it will be a cold day in hell before I play a smartphone game in the dojo. For one, because I don't have the equipment to hook up my phone to the capture card. But two, I just honestly have not found a compelling iOS or Android game yet. Like, I've played a few. I've played the Infinity Blade. I've played... It's not that I haven't played games on the phone. Okay, you gotta hit the center. Hit the center! Fight your fears! Oh, yeah. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. That's some fucking growth right there. Oh, shit. Oh, is that game over? We get past the boss just for a game over? I'm not done. I'm not done. Still room to grow. You know, Fancy, I know you sell games. I know you sell toys and games. And I know you sell new products. Do you sell used products? It's always been a fantasy of mine to open up a used video game shop. But I think the closest I'll ever get to opening my own business, my own retail business as it is when I hustled Amiibos with my now ex-girlfriend. But that was a long time ago. That was when Amiibos first came out. Yeah, that's the gamble you take with the used stuff. Although what I've found, what I've been doing is I've been amassing. Whenever I go to Hard Off, I always check the N64s to see if I can pull out some cheap memory expansion packs. And what I did was I actually, when in the month where I was literally between jobs, where I was moving from one job to the other, I actually managed to sell a couple. Like I'd find them in, I'd find memory expansion packs in junk N64s. I'd clean them, test them. I picked them up for like anywhere from $3 to $5, and I'd sell them for $20 on eBay. Problem is, I would do that now. The only thing is that when you got a job like I do, you really don't have time to go to the post office. Post office in Japan closed at 5 o'clock. And to be honest, if I could do it in bulk, I would do it. If I could just go to the post office, send off 5 at a time, I would do it. But the way eBay works, you just got people coming in, you know, one person 1 week, maybe 2 the next. Just wasn't worth it to have to go out into town. Post office near my house closes, so I'd have to go somewhere else straight from work. It's too much of a pain. Wasn't worth the 15 bucks. Okay, one at a time, one at a time, one at a time. Whoa, these guys didn't show up before. I didn't have to shoot those guys until I beat the other boss. Oh shit. I look off the monitor for 1 second. That is why you cannot ever stop paying attention. Especially with shooters. Shooters move so fast. This ain't PUBG. PUBG, you're playing the slow game. There's time to read comments. There's time to chug your water. Not so with Xevious. With Xevious, you are in the game at all times. Unless you hit the start button. But we're here to practice, not to pause. Not that pausing isn't essential sometimes. Okay, see the pattern, see the patterns. Ow! Did not see it, did not see it. I think what's nice, you know, Xevious I'd actually say is probably one of my more favored shooters in the NES library, because a lot of people will point to Gradius. Gradius kind of sucks. I actually don't like Gradius that much. I don't know what it is about it. It just feels slow. Rookie mistake. Hold on. No. That means if we're going backwards in the game, that means we need to rest for a moment. We need to... When you think about what went wrong wasn't paying attention to the enemy. You know, I honestly, I can't exactly explain why I don't like Gradius, other than to say that it's slow, and honestly kind of obtuse. Like, it's not necessarily the levels don't change, although I think there is some truth to that, Fancy. But, like, okay, one thing that really kills me, and literally killed me in the game, was that literally the first level. You're going through the first level, you're doing okay, but then you get to those volcanoes that shoot out their liquid hot magma at you. And I have found that unless I am fully upgraded to where I have, like, you know, 2 ads, and I'm shooting lasers, unless I'm able to shoot out a lot of bullets in the spread, I'm dead. Like, unless I have something that I can use to block the liquid hot magma, I'm toast. There's no way I've been able to beat that particular part of Gradius, and that's the first freaking level. But I'm sure you know what? You know what's going to happen is we're going to hit Gradius in the dojo, and I'm just going to have to overcome. I'm going to have to master, I'm going to have to learn, and I'm going to have to grow. Sliding a little bit backwards, but we're going to do it. Okay, what did we do wrong last time? We did not pay attention to the enemies. That's how we died one time. What else did we do? We did not effectively destroy the round turrets. You gotta space your bombs carefully so that you can hit 2 targets at once. If you can hit 4 targets at once, that'd be just dandy. But trying to go for the 4 is a lot riskier than going for the 2. And with Gradius, and with, not with Gradius, but with Xevious, I've noticed you don't have to take a ton of risks with Xevious, at least not in the early stages. Whoa! Wasn't paying attention, should have saw the fire coming. Focus. Oh my god. Those pellets that come right for you, they always cause me problems. They just haven't caused me problems until now. Because your shot often shoots fast enough, but to be honest, it does not shoot fast enough in order to defeat those pellets. Come on, there we go. Yep. Oh my god. And then you just got those guys. They go right for you. They are so intent on protecting their home world, they will sacrifice their life in order to destroy you. That is what the programmers were trying to imply, I think. And so we have to overcome what the designers intended for this game, because the designers intended for this game to destroy you. Everything in this game is attempting to destroy you. There we go, center destroyed. Okay, alright, we're doing good. We're almost to the 20,000. We're almost to the extend. Oh, beautiful. Look at that 4. Look at that 4 kill. There we go. Got past the part that was killing us before. Making progress. These fuckers again. Okay, come on. Come on. Just gotta hang back, hang back, hang back. Oh my god, and then there's more of them? Oh, these are the worst. You are the worst. What? And then, oh my god, that is just the game just trying to wreck you. It is throwing everything it can to destroy you. That means you're getting somewhere. When the game is trying to wreck your shit harder than it ever has before, that means you're getting somewhere. Oh. You know those guys are going to shoot you. You know they're going to shoot you. I still don't understand what the point of those flying tiles is. That has not been adequately explained in the game's lore. Ah! Oh, I can get those. I can get those. I can get the bomb in the center. It's just surviving long enough to get out of the way of the bullets. That's the problem. Okay. All right, here we go. Here we go. Come on. Come on. Okay, come on. Oh, my God. Oh. Neo Retro, what are you talking about? You know, maybe you and I are thinking about the same thing, Fancy, but I've recently gotten hooked on this guy. I can't remember what his name is on YouTube, but he's this YouTube guy who remixes current pop music and does it in like an 80s new wave kind of way. Like, for example, he takes Cool for This Summer by Demi Lovato and he turns it from a, 2010s pop single into a 1980s pop single. And I thought it was great. Is that what you mean by neo-retro? Or am I thinking about something entirely different? Extend. Consistent. Extends! Those tiles. I will never understand these freaking tiles, man. What is their point? What is their point? They don't shoot at you, and they're just invulnerable. What is their point? Oh, didn't look behind. Didn't look behind. That was my mistake. Ah, so you mean like people just making new 80s music, as it were. Yeah, new synthwave. Okay. That sounds pretty cool. I should look into that. I should look into that, and I should look at my freaking TV screen. That's what I need to be doing. I think, is this where it comes? This is where it comes? This is where it comes! Oh! He's got, so, okay. What I've noticed about the boss is that he has 4 little guns around the center. So even if you miss the center, you do have a good chance of disabling at least one of the guns. The only problem is that he often has 3 more. So even if you destroy one of the guns, you're still in for a world of hurt. And the fact is, you're just so slow that it's really hard to dodge that amount of bullets coming at you at the same time. Come on, 2 runs? 2 runs? Oh my god. Barely ever get in 2 runs, and I still couldn't destroy him. You know, that would be interesting if there was, like, the problem with the tiles is that they're just kind of there. They're just a minor annoyance that you have to kind of get out of their way. But I think it would be better if there was more of them. And maybe there is at a later stage of the game. But at least when they're first introduced, they're just nothing. And it would be something if they actually did something. All they do is just come forward at you. And it's not like they're coming forward at you in a time of extreme stress. It's not like it's the tiles plus something else. It's just the tiles. Game's adapting. Center hit. See, the game knows we're getting better, because it's throwing the harder enemies at us, even though we still haven't been able to cross the first boss in quite a while. But it knows. It knows we're getting better. And thus, the game is adapting and becoming harder. And then it'll just throw shit at us. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What is the second extend? I don't think I've ever hit the second extend in my time with Xevious. It's not 40,000, because I know we've hit 40,000 before, and I'm sure we'll hit it in this round, but I want to say 50,000 maybe? But look, here's the tiles, doing nothing, nothing going on. It's not like we've got bullets to dodge or anything. I guess you'd have that one turret to deal with if you weren't fast enough. Oh, it's always those little spiky things. I always forget that they actually shoot. And so I always think, oh, I'll just get close to them, and then I'll just try and shoot them all down. Nope, that's when they strike. That is when they strike. Oh, get too close. I got too close. Don't get too close unless you are absolutely sure you are going to blow up the enemy. That is a lesson. You know, I don't know if bombs can go under tiles. I would hazard a guess and say that they do, because I think tiles are considered air enemies. And so the thing is, when you drop your bombs, you can't drop your surface bombs, your air-to-surface bombs. They don't hit enemies in the air. Like, you can be point blank in front of someone, and your bombs won't affect them. Because I think bombs are only programmed to affect things on the ground. And the tiles are not on the ground. See, look. Actually, no, yeah, went through, no problem. Yep, it's going through. This feels new. Xevious is random. Like, it's not, oh, so totally random, but it does... Mechtrons! What are you doing up so early, Mechtrons? Or perhaps this is late for you. Yeah, because you're Central Time, right, Megtron? So it's got to be like 5 in the morning for you. Did you work second shift again today? Come on, come on, see the pattern, see the pattern, see... Oh! Oh, I saw it. I saw it. I saw the pattern, there was just a bullet in my way. Well, just for you, Mechtrons, we'll do a couple more rounds, but I don't feel like I'm progressing. Look, I'm already... We made it to the first boss, so obviously full-on professional runs going on here. But we're not progressing, and if we're not progressing, that means we gotta step back and take a break. Okay, see it? See the pattern? See the pattern? Yes! Oh, look at that shit! Now we gotta do... Oh! Are you kidding me, game? Make it through. You make it through, and the game just puts up more obstacles in your way. But that just means you have more obstacles to get over. So, Mechtrons, what's your deal? How old are you, Mechtrons? Please don't make me feel old and say you're like... Oh god, even if you say you're 20, I'm gonna still feel real old. Ugh, didn't pay attention. You need to be aware of your surroundings. Okay, the pellets come, the pellets come! Come on, come on. see now this, yes. Yes, I see your devious devices. Because when you're shooting the pellets at me at the same time as you want me to be shooting at the ground, you are making it so much harder. Come on, come on. Yes. Oh, look at that shit. Look at that shit. There we go. Got the extend. Should be coming up on the boss soon. Here comes the tiles. They don't do anything. Like, are these? But they're animated tiles. So do they have spirits, or is there someone on the far end of the map that is just throwing tiles at us? Is that what's going on? Hold on, oh, my leg's falling asleep. Oh no. Oh, it's asleep. Oh, it hurts. Oh, it hurts. Oh, my legs. Come on. Yeah, get it. Get it. Oh, it's just such a weird feeling. It's such a weird feeling. Oh, there we go. Okay. That's when you know you're old, folks. You can't sit cross-legged for more than 30 minutes before your legs start giving out. Oh, my God. Oh. Come on, buddies. Come on. Come at me. Come at me. If it's early, what are you doing up so early, Mectrons? Is this just when you is this just when you wake up? Oh, that was just embarrassing. First wave? No. I don't play that shit. You know what? I cannot wait for robot arms, so I don't have to deal with, you know, sore fingers after playing the video games a lot. I get my legs and I can sit down for however long I want. I cannot wait for that day. You know, I think this is gonna be the last one. This is gonna be the last run. We're not making it to the final boss. We're stagnant. We're not mastering. We're not learning. We're not growing. And that means we need to take a break. So that way next time, we do even better. It's not about if you're dominating, it's about if you're progressing. And we're just not progressing. Losing focus. It's been an hour. What's the thing about intense practice? The thing about intense practice is that it is mentally taxing. And you can't just be doing the same thing forever. You gotta take a break. Although I have discovered a faster way of destroying those ring enemies. Because you gotta shoot you need to shoot into their flight path. And that way you destroy them a lot faster. Like, see, those guys are going to go right, so you keep shooting to the right. They're going to keep going to the left. You shoot to the left. And then you obliterate them instantly. The only problem is that that's not very useful against that little mid-boss that we fight in a little while. If we can even get there. Look, I assume if I have robot arms, I'm just going to be able to lift whatever I want. And that the robot arms are just going to be able to do... Like, they're never going to wear out, because they're robot arms. Like, if I have... What's the point of having robot arms if they're just going to be weak robot arms? Those guys shoot from everywhere. They shoot... Oh, they shoot from everywhere. And that's the problem. Okay, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Come on. Come on. Oh. Alright, this is it, folks. This is it. We are meeting our greatest challenge that has ever been faced in the dojo. But we need to remember there will always be a next time. So it's okay if we lose. Training is about perfection eventually. It's not about being perfect now. It's about being perfect eventually. You are training to become perfect. If you were already perfect, there would be no need for the training. Okay. We're not... Okay. Put it down. Put it down. That's it. That's it. Yeah, Fancy, you know, I don't know. If I just had I assume if I have robot arms, there's got to be some... I'm sure they've already thought about the weak points that you've attached your arms to. And on that note, thanks everyone for sticking around. We did... towards the end, we weren't able to overcome that final boss. But the fact that we made it through a few times means that I was doing even better than before. And once again, the dojo is about mastery, learning, growth. And I feel like I've mastered, learned, and grown about Xevious. So, for now, I have been jcontra, playing Xevious for the Famicom in the Monday jcontra Shooting Dojo. Thanks everyone for watching, and mahalo.